MockingJay Part 2. Yes, this film and Part 1 split into two parts. Why? I don't freaking know. Because Lion King was that Harry Potter money, that's why. And I gotta be honest, even though I saw the first half of Mockingjay last year, I really had no interest of seeing this film, even though I loved the first two Hunger Games. Mockingjay Part 1 was such a snooze fest, total snooze fest. I fell asleep throughout that movie, and I expected to fall asleep throughout this movie too. And I gotta be honest, I did some parts, but some things picked up, some things didn't, some things did. And this movie, kind of a mixed bag for me. I mean, is it a terrible movie? Is it mediocre like the first, like Mockingjay Part 1? No. Is it a good movie? No. You can say that per se, but really this film is disappointing. It is. It's a disappointing end to a decent trilogy, which it is kind of like disappointing for me because I love the first two films. This and Mockingjay Part 1 are really kind of so-so. I gotta be honest, I was kind of sad, but at the same time I wasn't. The sad part about it is that I loved the first two films so much. The not sad about it part is that I didn't really care for Mockingjay Part 1 or this one. I mean, it was, like I said, kind of lackluster. It kind of take me out of this trilogy. It kind of take me out of this world. Since the first film was a great start. Catching Fire was excellent. Mockingjay Part 1, mediocre. Mockingjay Part 2, so-so. I mean, now it's kind of like, should I be sad? Should I be not? I mean, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't sad. I mean, but I was not, like, I was kind of, like, I wasn't unsatisfied. I'll say that. I wasn't unsatisfied with it, but at the same time, I didn't care for this franchise to end or anything. But after watching these last two films, I don't really care for it. I mean, like I said, after I left the theater, I thought about it more and more and more, and it grabbed me. I gotta be honest, it didn't. It really didn't. But glad I got that off my chest. Let's get to what's good about this film. Visually, this movie is stunning. Like, oh my goodness, this movie looked great on my Blu-ray player. This is a movie that you want to have in your theater home because visually, I have nothing to say like terrible about the special effects in this film. The special effects is superb. It's very, very mind-blowing. That's actually kind of a redeeming qualities of this film is the effects and the visual, and visually is beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And I love it. Jennifer Lawrence still nails this as Katniss Everdeen. Even though I hated her in the last film, this film, she does a pretty decent job. I'll say that decent job, because there's some scenes where I get Kristen Stewart Twilight flashback. I'm like, oh my goodness, this woman. Oh god. But she's not bad in this film. I mean, she's a lot better in Mockingjay Part 1, but that's not really saying much at all. I mean, some scenes, it can be flashback of freaking Kristen Stewart, Bella Swan from Twilight, which I'm like, oh my goodness, if this woman won't stop, please. Okay, enough with the good. Now let's get to the bad. Here we go. This film and Mockingjay Part 1 should not be split into two parts. This film should be one movie on its own. I mean, this film should not be split into two parts. I think Lion King would probably be like this. Lion King probably sat down and was like, well guys, Hunger Games and Catching Fire were so successful, everybody loved them. Let's end the trilogy with a big bang, a grand finale with Mockingjay. Or we can split this movie into two parts because Harry Potter did that, and every young adult novel fan was doing that because we gotta get that Harry Potter money, right? Right guys? Right? I don't know if that happened or not, but that had to have happened on Lionsgate because it's unnecessary to have this film be split into two parts, along with Mockingjay Part 1. I mean, Harry Potter did that very successfully, but Lord of the Rings did definitely have to do that since that franchise alone is epic. Honestly, guys, I don't want to talk about this movie no more. I'm kind of glad that this franchise ended. At the same time, I didn't because I loved the first two films so much. But it was such potential wasted with the last two films. This could have been a great trilogy. And the way it's just, like I said, I'm done talking about this film. I'm done. But I am going to be a little generous with this. I'm giving Mockingjay Part 2 a B-. Much for watching, guys. What do you think of MockingJay Part 2 in the comment section down below. I will be back with my review of the original 1977 Star Wars, not A New Hope, not Episode 4, but Star Wars. So stay tuned for that after I upload this video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. But if you're new to my channel, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.